Hey guys, in this lesson you're going to learn how to open up your first magazine layout in InDesign. So the first thing you're going to do is go to create new, and right now you're just going to open up a document. We'll put it into a book later. The intent, we'll go ahead and leave it for print. Page size will be letter. Letter is the same size as a piece of paper. When you set your page size to letter, the width and the height and the margins will already be set for you, so you don't have to worry about those. So we're just going to click OK. And there you have it, your first page. Let me just introduce you to InDesign. This is your toolbar with all of your tools in it. The main tools we're going to use for your magazine layout will be the type tool, the rectangular frame tool, your selection tool, and your drag selection arrow. This is your control panel. Notice that as you change tools, your control panel changes with those tools. Over here, this is what you call your dock. However, this is what we're used to calling panels. These are all panels, still the same. You have your layers panel, your pages panel, which when you create pages in InDesign, this is what you're going to start using to manage those pages. And that's all you need to know to get started. So the first thing we're going to learn how to do is add text. I'm going to click on the type tool, and I'm just going to click and drag right down here. Okay, I'm not letting go yet. I still have my finger pressed down. I'm going to press the right arrow, and that'll add columns. I can also press the left arrow, and that'll take away the column. If I press the up arrow, it'll create boxes, and it'll create horizontal columns, which I don't want. So I'm just going to create 3 columns. I'll leave it at that. Holding down Command on the text box will allow you to change the dimensions of that text box. Okay, so I'm holding down Command right now, and I'm able to change the size of the text box. Alright, so I already have text created. I can type in here, just type in letters, but I don't want to do that yet. So what I'm going to do is go to File and Place. I'm going to put text in those columns that I already had prepared for this article. I'm going to click my file and go Open. That'll put all the text I had in that Word document into those columns. Alright, it doesn't really fit, so I can go ahead and highlight it all and change the size of the text here in the control panel. I think I'll go ahead and leave it at that. I'll create another text box for my title, and I'll make it about this large. So the next thing I'm going to do is add text to my text box by typing, and I'm just going to type in the title here: How to become a graphic designer in San Francisco, because I thought that would be interesting. Now I'm going to highlight it all, and I'm going to increase the text to about okay, about right there is perfect. I can change the style of this title by going to the style drop down menu right here, and I have a bunch of different options. I'm just going to leave it at bold. I'm going to make my letters a little bit taller here. Alright, so there I have it. If I want to change the color of this title, I can go up here to this black T. It'll bring up a drop-out menu, and I'll have different colors to choose from. I'm going to choose this red color, and there I have my title in red. Now the next thing I want to do is add a picture. I can either create a rectangular frame with the rectangular frame tool, and then put a picture in there, or I'm going to deselect that. I can go to File and go to Place, and then I can go to where I have my pictures, and I've already saved them. The first one I'm going to choose is this one, and this one I'm going to actually click and drag out to make the bounding box around this picture. So I'm going to go about right here, and I'm going to drag out about right here. It's pretty much keeping the dimensions of the picture. Now you see right here you have this lifesaver / bagel looking icon. This is going to allow you to change where your picture sets within that frame. The frame and the picture are different. They're not one and the same. Okay? But whenever you move your frame, you move your picture. However, they are independent of each other. Let me put this right here, and then I'll move this little frame over here or down here. Actually, I just put this one right here, and I'll show you how to make the text move around that picture I'm going to place in there. So I have this box selected. This rectangular frame is selected. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Place. And since it's selected, whenever I click on this picture, it's automatically going to put that picture into that rectangular frame tool. Alright, and there I can see my little donut. And this yellow box around that you see moving is my actual picture, but you don't see all of it because I put it within that frame. If I want to see that picture in its entirety, I'm going to click this icon right here that says Fit Content Proportionally, and then it'll fit it to its proportions within that bounding box. You can also move it outwards and go Fit Content Proportionally again. I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to show you what to do whenever you have pictures in front of text and you want to see the text go around those pictures. So what we're going to do is go to Window, then go to Text Wrap, right? And then you'll see these options up here. I'm going to choose Wrap Around Object Shape, and there you can see it wraps around that object. Whenever I go to Contour Options, I'm going to click Detect Edges, and that'll cause it to detect the edges around those pictures. I can choose how much space is in between the pictures and the words. When I move this picture, you can see all these little guides coming around. Okay, the purple guide lets you know that you're smack dab in the center of that document, and the green lines line you up with the columns. So I'm going to stay right in the center of the document. Okay, I have my text wrapping around the picture just the way I want it. I have the very end of my paragraph right here at the end of my document. So there I have it. I have pictures, I have text that wraps around my picture. I have a title with the color already changed. I'm going to go ahead and put this in title caps. And I don't want San Francisco to be separated, so I'm going to put them together. And I'm going to right align this title. There we go. And I can get fancy and make San Francisco look prettier than all the rest of it, which I think I may go ahead and do just for the fun of it. San Francisco. Okay. And maybe I'll even change the color and the styling of it. Okay. Which I don't like the way that contrasts in this picture. I think I have an idea for a color. And I think what I'll do is move this one up here. I'm going to go to my layer order. Then I'll put this one at the very top so it can come above that picture. Okay? So if I want to see what I have created so far, I'm going to go to View and go to Overprint View. That's going to get rid of all the guides. I like the way it's looking right now, but there's still a lot more I need to do to it. This text box works independently of these text boxes, but they all flow. Whenever you see this little box with the blue arrow in it, that's letting you know that the text is going to overflow into the next column, into the next text box you have. So I'm going to lift this text box up a bit. Alright. For the sake of space I have here, I'm going to utilize all the space I'm given. What I'm going to do here is change the way that this first letter looks. I'm going to make that A much larger. And I may make it a little bit bolder. Change the style of that. Now, I don't necessarily like how all of my paragraphs are just flush with the margins. And so I'm going to add some indentions. Let me zoom in a little bit. We're going to add some indentions right here. Tab. Right here. Tab. Right here. Tab. And right here. Tab. So if I want to add some space in between this margin line and my paragraph, I'm going to click inside of this. Actually, I'll go in and get all of my text. I'm going to put about, let's see, 3 picas should be good. And to make some space along this text box, which I only really need this text box to be moved, I'm going to go over here and then add 3 picas. Okay. Alright, so now it's a little bit off the sides. If I want to take off my 3 picas I took off the left over here, I can just go back I'll change it back to 0. Okay, and there you have it. That's mostly all you'll need to know. In the next video, I'll show you how to add a watermark and how to add insert text into your article. Thanks guys for watching.